If it does end up being a Yorick blind pick, it could be into the Sylas, of course. Fiora is another one we know, but a Challengers Korea matchup I really like that I think we might see play this week is Gnar into Yorick. I think Gnar coming back into Yorick is a really big chance. To pick the Flame is known for, it's a big pick for Sword, so it could be a pick for Griffin tomorrow in their series. It's not the KO rework patch. We're going to get the KO shout out from Beryl.
Thanks, Beryl. As he is just going to go into the Aurelia instead.
But where is Aurelia going? We're thinking top lane because, of course, Aurelia no longer gets damage reduction on her W against magic damage. So the mid lane matchup isn't what it used to be. You can still do it. But, of course, there is that direct nerf you feel against mid lane Aurelia. Wait till 20 seconds to see the lane assignments here. I would imagine Sylas mid, Aurelia top, but Sylas can also sustain through and brawl with the Yorick early, and maybe that's enough to shut down Olaf when he's strongest.
And we've seen a bit of that as well. Julia on Julia action.
The Riven jungle, of course, is the one that will catch the eye. It's another Aftershock Riven. Focused on getting those early resists and the base damages. Don't need a keystone for Riven to do damage.
Coming in here with the scanner already is Joker. They take out one of the wards in the bottom river. And, well, you got a couple of axes and a volley to the face, and already that bottom lane sustaining a bunch of damage. You mentioned stuff to be excited about in this series. The Riven is obvious in the jungle, but I'm still a little bit biased to the mid lane. The LeBlanc coming out here. Get to see if she picks up her eighth win between these two mid laners, or will it take its first loss between the two mid laners?
Dove would move to the same 4-0 stat line that Showmaker is at. I like Sandbox's approach here. They asked a question of Damwon Gaming at level 1 with the Olaf invade.
A lot of that first wave as still on the 1CS. The Aftershock here for a bit here for Showmaker means that he will live for now, but afterwards does get away.
Kroak's Scuttle is level 3. It's the only path that will do that. Short of getting some crazy experience from a level 1 or clearing out some wards.
Yeah.
He's actually contesting blue. Remember, both junglers have smite here.
Just going to let this one reset on Fleek, buying some time and saying, well...
And it subverts what we were talking about with the double aftershock. They don't even have to fight to get the first spawn Drake here. So losing map control bot side. Ashe does have the natural pushing advantage over Ezreal. Canyon's not interested in making it. He's just trying to get similarly rubber banded camps on the blue side. So nice moments here for Sandbox Gaming early, and it's the only thing that separates the two teams.
Love that trade there from Showmaker. Just waits it out, gets his Aftershock proc after Dove stepped one step too close. After he does get that knock-up, is able to get a very nice trade there. Forces on Fleek to come on over and help him just push back a little bit, as well as both supports actually making their way towards the top side of the map.
If you're wondering what this all means going forward with the comps, I actually think there's pretty mirror comps on the blue and red side here when it comes to the future. So seeing the contest on blue. A lot of people being included here. Ghost and Nuclear have teleport, but don't have teleport available to join. In case you guys are wondering, we're getting the zoom out. Here's the arrow, but it just seems to be for a fight that hasn't started. And actually, Canyon just walks over and says, no maiden for you. He just killed his girlfriend.
Yeah, he's like, okay, thank you for the farm, 50G in my pocket.
Safe Flame can't run away with this lane, but solo kill potential, I don't see it for the Aurelia.
So a lot of the time, if that Drake does get taken a little bit later, you can see trades for the Drake and the Rift Herald. But this time around, it's just going to be started here. Up comes the Tom Kents, making it a 4-on-3 for now. That does mean that Sandbox will have to give this one away. Damwon will pick up Shelly.
When Rift Herald in this meta is almost always used for 2 turret plates, just means a gold assignment thing is Flame's getting bullied.
Yeah. Girlfriend's back and angrier than ever, doing a lot of damage up in that top side, and with On Fleek coming on up, that does mean that Flame has to back all the way back to his second turret, and it's not just the bot lane that's getting bullied and taking a bunch of those plates, it's also in the top lane. After that trade, Yorick going to pick up a bunch of gold there as well.
And now we need to find Damwon a pressure valve, someone who's
a bit of a race going on here, and it should favor Sandbox, I would believe. We'll see if Flame and Canyon have more damage, but the answer is going to be no, as it does go the way of blue team. and Ashe and Braum down on the bottom side.
Even though it's a 3v0, remember, because the channel was done when there was more plates, the armor MR
Ready
buff.
for Ghost here at 15 minutes on the Ashe.
The bounty update, it's fine for some things to be better in pro than competitive and vice versa. Mountain Drake's the worst Drake in solo queue for sure, so I think it's fine there's trade-offs, and I don't mind that it's one of those things where it makes the game imprecise. When the enemy takes Mountain Drake, it takes a long time actually to like pause your mind and then say, all right, how fast did I think that enemy team took Baron? Okay, now make it 10%, 15% faster, but we'll hold the point. Flame's got a lot of bad guys in his lane.
On fleek, fantastic dodge there already on the stun. They're trying to burst him down before the teleport comes in. And finally, first blood at about 17 minutes does go the way of Yorick in the top lane. And speaking of which, Showmaker playing with fire. Summit goes in and slams his head down for the double kill eventually for the Yorick in the top lane.
They had no way they have teleport on Aurelia, and she's a better teleport ganker, but she was behind, and now she actually needs a teleport to try to find something on Summit.
Well, 1-on-3, the flash comes in from Canyon just to try to force this kill, and it will happen. But oh man, the arrow to the face here of the Ezreal, but they can kill him just at the end of that last tick of the Ignite. Very nicely calculated, they pick up the kill.
And that in the Guardian Angel. What this says to me is that Sandbox subscribed to the same thing we've been saying on this Papa and Valdez podcast. The first Baron probably decides the game. So go for the snowball item. It might be relevant now.
Trying to get on in there to Joker, but not quite able to do it. You can see the burst damage just comes out from Dove and Ghost, who are incredibly fed already. Gonna try to get on top of Beryl here. He's got a stopwatch. That's Tom Kent, but still able to get in there. And here's Olaf from behind. Says hello to Nuclear. Just gonna smite him to death. Smote down there is the Ezreal. That is 3 kills now, going the way of Sandbox.
Too comfortable there. As before, Nuclear even had 3 items on this Ezreal. They turn onto the Baron, and will it be the closeout Baron right now? Flame can't do much to stop it.
Oh man, he gets one auto attack and just gets blown to smithereens by this LeBlanc. He's 3-0-2, 8 stacks on the dart. Extremely one-sided is this first game, even though the first blood only came at 17 minutes. Now, Joker in a bit of a trouble here is going to hop away. He seems to be fine now as Summit is going 1v5 in the front, just tanking here for Ghost, who's doing the majority of the damage, takes out the Catfish as Sandbox, the landslide continues.
There's just no way. That lambs to the slaughter. It's a huge gold lead. We know that the Baron buff power play is going to be big. It's already 4,000 gold, and there's a couple of Nexus turrets to take out before this Baron is done.
This first Baron, stronger than I ever thought it was going to be. You seem to be right on the money with that call as 2 inhibitors go down, and not a good feel for sure. And Nuclear, you talked about, he doesn't have the greatest stats on the Ezreal. Not necessarily his fault in this game, but may add a loss to that one as they thought they could burst down Joker, but again, it's not going to work as LeBlanc is unbelievably fed. This is just so one-sided. Can they get a kill? No, it looks like only a Guardian Angel as finally they get Joker, but only Joker as it feels like a bad joke to them. Game number 1 easily going to go in the pockets of Sandbox Gaming.
Those wallets they're hitting Damwon with are so big I can read the brand name from here. I think it says Gucci.